All right, 4-6, graphing linear equations. All right, so our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where the m is your slope and the b is your y-intercept. So today we're going to graph these lines from equations. So graph y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4 using the slope and y-intercepts, the slope and the y-intercept, m and the b. We're going to identify the slope and the y-intercept. So your slope is your m. Your m is always the number and sign that is in front of your x. That'd be negative 2/3. And your b is the sign and the number behind your x, not attached. It's plus 4. Graph the equation. We always start with the y-intercept. So we have our y-axis is the dark line going up and down and is labeled the y. B, that's your y-intercept, is plus 4. Remember, your y-intercept's where the line crosses the y-axis line. So we'll start at the origin with 0, 0. And it's plus 4, so we're going to go up 4 full blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to place our dot for plus 4, and that is our y-intercept. That's our b. Now from our b, we are going to put a second dot based on our slope, which is negative 2/3. Remember, this is rise over run. And remember, minus rise means you're falling down your elevator, which because it's a bad thing. All right. So, but we're going to do this from the y-intercept. All right. So we're going to do this from the y-intercept. That top number is minus 2, so we're going to go down 2 full blocks. 1, 2. And then we're going to go to the right 3 full blocks. 1, 2, 3. And that is where our second dot goes. Now once you have your 2 dots, then you take a ruler, or straight edge, and you're going to go through the center of your dots, all right? And you are going to draw a straight line the best you can across your graph through the dots. Now, right now, we don't need the line yet. We are just learning how to graph the line, but eventually you will use that line, and so the fact that it's straight and to see where else other points that it may go through, it's really important. So make sure your line is straight and goes all the way through. This does have real-world application. Here is a real-world example. Okay, graph lines using slope-intercept form. It says a typical leopard gecko is 3 inches long at birth and grows at a rate of about 1/3 of an inch per week for the first few months. Okay, little blurb. The equation y equals 1/3 x plus 3 represents the length y of the gecko after x weeks. Graph the equation. So it gave us a little blurb, and then it gives us our equation right here. So we don't have to actually think about anything. We're given in the y equals mx plus b format. The m is always in front of the x, and the b is always behind the x. All right. Identify the slope. M equals 1/3, and the y-intercept, which is b, that equals plus 3. All right, and graph the equation. Now this time we have a graph and it actually has lines on it. I mean, no, well, of course it has lines. It has numbers along the x and the y-axis. All right, this time the y and the x aren't through the center, so you have to look to make sure you have your y-axis. It's the dark line here on the edge. In this case, my b equals plus 3. So we go up on the y-axis, and we put a dot right on plus 3, right there, on the axis line itself, okay? Now, from this plus 3, the y-intercept, okay, has to be on the y-axis line to be the y-intercept. We're going to find our second point using the slope of 1/3, all right? So 1 is positive, we're going to go up 1 block, and then to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. We place our second dot with our slope. You always need the 2 dots, okay? So you're going to take your straight edge or your ruler, and you are going to draw a straight line all the way across through both of those dots. Okay? That's all we're doing. We are using the y equals mx plus b. We've been working with this formula. We know m is slope, and we know b is our y-intercept, and we're just graphing them on graphs. Now we're going to turn this over on the back. And on the back has 2 special types of graphs, okay? And I can guarantee you, you will see them and need to know this information for next Tuesday's test, so make sure you know these, all right? These are special types of graphs, and they are ones that my students have the most trouble with, all right? First, we're going to graph horizontal lines. We're going to graph y equals -1. It says the equation y equals -1 indicates that no matter what the x values are, the y values are always going to be -1. And therefore, all points on the line are in the format of x, comma, -1. So graphing y equals -1, right? Horizontal lines. Horizontal lines go straight across, okay? Horizontal lines, horizontal. And you know it's a horizontal line when you get y equals a number. Okay, so let's graph this. Y equals -1. Let's make a line. All right, so we know our y-axis is right here, going up and down. You always start counting in the middle at 0, and y equals -1. So on the y-axis, we're going to put a dot at -1. Now we're going to draw a horizontal line across our graph, okay, through the point that intersects the the y-axis, okay? Y equals -1. All along this line, your y equals -1. Horizontal line. Let's check out our vertical lines. Our vertical line equations look like this. X equals, in this case, the number 4. All right, the equation x equals 4 indicates that no matter what the y values are, the x value is always going to be 4. Therefore, all points on the line are in the form of 4, comma, y. So vertical lines go straight up and down, okay? So anytime you have x equals a number, whatever that number may be, you have a vertical line. Now this is the one time when you have, literally it's telling you x equals a number, that we are going to search for our x-axis, which is this long line here. And it's going to be equal to 4. So we start counting in the 0, 0, 0 in the center, and it's positive, so we're going to go to right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it equals 4. So we're on the x-axis solely because it tells us x equals 4. And then since x equals 4, this is a vertical line straight up and down. And all of the x's are going to equal 4 on that line. All right, that's it. Your assignment. It does have a back, so make sure you turn it over. It literally says turn over on it. The first 6, you are simply graphing, just like we did on here. And number 7 has 5 possible answers, and this time only 2 of them are correct. So pick the 2 that are correct for the graph shown. All right, well, good luck.